All right. Hi, everyone. It's so lovely to be back on campus. I completed my PhD in psychology here. I actually used to come to this building a lot for our colloquia, so it's nostalgic. And while I completed my PhD in psychology, I taught a lot of students. And one thing that I noticed over and over again was that students who were struggling academically weren't doing so because of lack of ability, but rather because they're facing a lot of stress and isolation and overwhelm. And my observation is just a reflection of the broader picture, which is that we're in a mental health crisis. We know that over 2/3 of students report feeling stressed, and over 1/3 report feeling lonely and sad on any given day. And the stakes are actually a lot higher in community college settings. One thing we know is that as many as 40% of community college students actually leave school after their first year. And when we ask why, mental health is the #1 reason. And we also know that not all students are in full-blown crisis, right? Most students are in this yellow zone where they're dealing with daily stressors. And it's actually the accumulation of these daily stressors that eventually leads students to slide into this red zone. And but there are actually a lot of small actions that students can take to go in the opposite direction towards this flourishing green zone. And so instead of waiting for students to slide into the red zone, I think we need to be doing a lot more proactive support. In other words, teaching students how to swim before they're drowning. And the great news is that we already know what helps. As a psychologist, I've spent over a decade studying the science of well-being and motivation, and there's hundreds of research studies showing that small actions, like taking a deep breath and reaching out for support and reframing stress as motivation, can really make a big positive impact on well-being and resilience. But these essential skills aren't being taught and practiced and rewarded in schools, and so I'm on a mission to change that. Along with my incredible two co-founders here, Dr. Xuan Zhao and Tianyi Xie, who are experts in AI and human-centered design, we've built the Flourish app, also known as Duolingo for Happiness. And since we launched in 2024, we've seen a lot of early success signals, including being the highest rated AI mental health app in this space, as well as now reaching students from over 300 campuses. So how does Flourish work? The core experience starts with meeting Sunnie, your AI well-being coach, who really guides you through engaging in these science-based exercises for well-being. We also have a really lovely and supportive and growing peer and community support system, as well as a gamified habit building and follow-through mechanism to make the practice of well-being fun and motivating. And the system also delivers personalized insights and action planning every week and every month. And I'm really proud to share that Flourish is the first AI well-being coach that's been evaluated in several randomized controlled trials, which is the gold standard for evaluating product efficacy. And here in this recent study led by Harvard, it found that students who were randomized to use Flourish showed improvements in their belonging to their schools, greater resilience, and higher overall flourishing among other outcomes. And so we know that Flourish works, and we know that students absolutely love it. But then we came across the next challenge, which is how do we reach more students and spark a culture of change, a change in culture. And that's what that helped us design this Flourish Challenge, which is a classroom-embedded experiential learning model, where students in the classroom can use the Flourish app and practice well-being activities together over the course of 7 to 14 days, and importantly, get rewarded for doing so. So here are the design principles underlying the Flourish Challenge. First, obviously, practice. Students engage in these well-being practices to build the essential skills on a daily basis. Personalization, the AI is able to deliver insights and feedback in a way that's really meeting students where they are. peers, because this is a shared classroom experience, it's communal in nature, and then importantly, it's fun, right? There's the play element, and not only is the app itself engaging and fun, but people are doing it together. And then importantly, we realized extra credit is the most important reward for students, and so we tacked that on at the end for students to have that extra motivation. We've piloted the Flourish Challenge across several classrooms, including community college classrooms like Foothill College, and we've received hundreds of positive responses. Here, I'm just going to highlight one where a student wrote, I know I would have had a much harder time this quarter if I didn't have this app as a way to reflect, learn, and grow in strength. Really inspires me for future quarters. And so with this funding, it will really help us partner with community colleges to roll out the Flourish Challenge in 20 community college classrooms. And this we see as a really important stepping stone in order to expand the Flourish Challenge across community college systems nationwide, as well as other learning communities. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to flourishing together.